In the fast-paced world of agile development, change is the only constant. Teams work in short cycles called sprints to deliver valuable software quickly and efficiently. This dynamic environment requires a different approach to quality and testing. It's no longer about a separate testing team that receives software at the end of a long phase. Instead, testing is woven into the entire development process from the very beginning. At the heart of this shift is the Agile Test Leader or Test Manager. This role is not about being a traditional directive boss who assigns tasks and checks boxes. It's about being a guide, a mentor, and a champion for quality throughout the entire team. The Agile Test Leader is a pivotal figure who helps the team embrace a whole team approach to quality. They understand that ensuring a product is great is everyone's responsibility, not just the testers. Think of them as the lighthouse keeper for the project. They don't steer the ship, but they provide the guiding light that helps the crew navigate safely through foggy waters and hidden dangers, ensuring a successful journey to the destination. This role demands a unique blend of skills that go far beyond just knowing how to find bugs. In the following sections, we will explore the essential skills that make an Agile Test Leader truly successful, building a strong foundation for guiding teams toward delivering high-quality software that customers love. Servant leadership is a philosophy that turns traditional leadership on its head. Instead of the team working to serve the leader exists to serve the team. An Agile Test Leader who practices servant leadership focuses on the growth and well-being of their team members and the community to which they belong. Their primary goal is to empower the team, not to command it. They ask questions like, "What do you need to succeed? How can I help remove this obstacle for you?" This approach builds trust, encourages collaboration, fosters a sense of ownership among team members, which is absolutely critical for the high-performing, self-organizing teams that Agile methodologies depend upon. Imagine a scenario where the testing team is struggling to keep up with the development pace in a sprint. A traditional manager might demand they work longer hours or simply assign more tasks. A servant leader, however, would approach the situation differently. They would facilitate a team meeting to understand the root cause of the problem. Perhaps the testing environment is unstable, or the user stories lack clear acceptance criteria. The servant leader would then take ownership of these problems, working to stabilize the environment or collaborating with the product owner to improve the quality of the stories. They serve the team by removing the roadblocks that are preventing their success. By investing in the team member's growth, the leader not only helps that person achieve their goals, but also builds the overall capability and resilience of the entire team. An Agile Test Leader must possess a deep and practical understanding of both Agile principles and modern testing techniques. This isn't just about knowing the terminology like Scrum, Kanban, user story. It's about truly understanding the mindset behind Agile, the values of collaboration, customer focus, and responding to change. This knowledge is the bedrock of their credibility. When they suggest a new testing strategy or challenge the team's approach, their guidance is respected because it comes from a place of genuine expertise. Without this solid foundation, a leader's advice can seem arbitrary or out of touch with the realities of the project, leading to a loss of trust from the team. This expertise is vital because the leader acts as the team's quality compass. They need to guide the team in selecting the right testing practices for their specific context. For example, they should understand the difference between unit tests, integration tests, and end-to-end tests, and help the team build a balanced and effective test automation pyramid. They should be familiar with exploratory testing techniques and know when to use them to complement automated checks. Their ability to explain the why behind these practices, backed by their experience, would be crucial in convincing the team to try a new and more effective way of working. Their expertise transforms them from a simple manager into a trusted advisor on quality for the entire organization. Exceptional communication is arguably the most critical non-technical skill for an Agile Test Leader. In an Agile environment, information flows constantly between many different people: developers, testers, product owners, designers, business stakeholders. The test leader often acts as a central hub or a translator in these conversations. They must be able to clearly articulate complex testing concepts to a non-technical audience, like explaining a critical bug's business impact to a product owner. At the same time, they need to understand technical discussions with developers to grasp implementation details that might affect testing strategy. This ability to tailor the message to the audience is fundamental to ensuring everyone is on the same page. The importance of this skill lies in its power to build bridges and prevent misunderstandings. Miscommunication is a common source of friction and defects in software projects. For example, if a user story's acceptance criteria are vague, developers and testers might interpret them differently, leading to rework and wasted effort. An effective test leader proactively seeks clarity. They ask probing questions during backlog refinement sessions to ensure requirements are testable and understood by everyone. This collaborative, non-judgmental approach strengthens the team and focuses everyone on the shared goal of improving the product. One of the most profound shifts in Agile is the idea that quality is everyone's responsibility. The Agile Test Leader is the primary champion of this mindset. They work to break down the old walls between development and testing. They promote a whole team that is collectively accountable for product quality. Developers get involved in testing activities. Testers join the development process from the very beginning. The leader's role is to foster ownership and pride across the team. This whole team approach is essential for the speed and flexibility Agile promises. When developers and testers work in separate silos, it creates delays and misunderstandings. A developer might finish code and throw it over the wall to a tester who finds fundamental issues days later. That's far too slow in Agile. By embedding testing throughout the sprint, quality is built in, not inspected at the end. Developer and tester pair up to review a user story. They write acceptance tests together. They might even write the code together. Imagine a team starting a complex feature with a third-party payment gateway. A test leader would facilitate a Three Amigos meeting. With a whole team mindset, the process is collaborative. A tester walks over and says, "Hey, I'm seeing some strange behavior with the new search filter. Can we look at it together?" They debug as a pair and the developer fixes it on the spot. This immediate feedback loop is incredibly efficient. The test leader encourages and celebrates this collaborative behavior. One team, one shared goal. While Agile teams focus on the details of a 2-week sprint, the Agile test leader must also maintain a strategic, big-picture view. They need to understand not just what the team is building, but why they are building it. This involves understanding the business goals, the target users, and the competitive landscape. Strategic thinking allows the leader to help the team prioritize their testing efforts effectively. Not all features are equally important, and not all bugs have the same impact. The leader helps the team focus their limited time and resources on the areas of the application that pose the highest risk to the business and the user experience. This strategic perspective is crucial for effective risk management. An Agile test leader is constantly scanning the horizon for potential problems. These risks can be technical, for example. The integration with this old system is likely to be unstable. They can be process-related, for example, the team doesn't have enough knowledge about security testing, or product-related, for example, this new feature could negatively impact the performance of our most used function. By identifying these risks early, the leader can work with the team to create a plan to mitigate them. This proactive approach prevents major disasters and helps ensure that the project stays on a smooth and predictable path toward its goals. A great Agile test leader understands that their ultimate success is measured by the success and growth of their team members. They are not just managers, they are coaches. They are mentors. Coaching is about helping individuals. Coaching is about helping the team as a whole discover their own solutions. It involves asking powerful questions, not giving direct answers, guiding them to think for themselves. Mentoring is sharing knowledge and experience to help others develop skills and advance careers. This focus on growth creates a resilient, highly skilled team, a team capable of tackling new challenges and continuously improving. This skill builds a sustainable and scalable testing capability within the organization. A leader who simply directs tasks becomes a bottleneck. Consider a scenario where a team is struggling to write good acceptance criteria for their user stories. A directive manager might just rewrite them herself. A coach would sit with the team during a backlog refinement meeting. By guiding them through the thought process, the coach helps the team learn to do it themselves. This is more powerful than giving the answer. It builds a skill they can use forever. Mentoring comes into play on a more individual level. Over time, this mentoring develops communication skills and leadership skills, creating a positive cycle of growth within the team. While an Agile test leader doesn't need to be a programmer, having a solid level of technical awareness is a huge advantage. This means understanding the system's architecture, programming languages, databases, APIs, and the development team's processes, continuous integration, deployment pipeline. This awareness lets the leader participate in technical discussions, understand design implications, and communicate with developers. It builds credibility and bridges gaps between technical and non-technical team members. The skill drives collaboration and efficiency. With technical context, conversations about testing are more meaningful. Decide where to add an automated test, unit test, API test, UI test. This leads to a more efficient, maintainable test suite. It helps assess technical risks. The journey to becoming a successful Agile test leader is not about mastering a single skill, but about artfully weaving a diverse set of competencies together. It's a role that has evolved far beyond the traditional manager who oversees bug counts and test plans. Today's leader is a servant leader dedicated to empowering their team and removing obstacles. They champion a whole team approach to quality, break down silos, build a culture of shared responsibility. The leader pairs that with a strategic, big-picture view, manages risks proactively, aligns testing with business priorities. Top leaders are passionate coaches and mentors, invest in team growth, cultivate future quality leaders. By blending these skills, they go beyond managing tests. They inspire teams to deliver excellent, valuable software. They are the guiding light to true agility and lasting success, making quality a core team value.